The way there is a third choice this election year, a libertarian one, and don't tell former New Mexico Governor Gary Johnson he doesn't have a chance. Chances are he will end up being on all 50 state ballots, including tight-as-tick ones in Arizona, New Hampshire, Colorado, his home state of New Mexico. The governor with me now. The governor, half the battle is getting on those ballots and polling well to get in those debates. So it's sort of like a tough road.
Very catch-22. I mean, right now I'm 5% nationally. Fact is, I'm not being recognized, though, at 5% nationally. And if people recognize that I was at 5% nationally, Neil, the overwhelming reaction would be, well, who the hell is Gary Johnson?
Yeah, what does it take to get into the debates?
Well, you got to get in the polls first to determine who's in the debates. Bob talked earlier about the issues facing this country. I just find it incredible that Romney and Obama are in a debate over who's going to spend more money on Medicare when Medicare has to be slashed when it comes to spending. That we all understand that we've got to engage in this process of mutual sacrifice because what we're doing is absolutely not sustainable. I just find it incredible. Mitt Romney says we need to balance the budget, but that we should increase spending for the military and we should hold Medicare intact. It doesn't add up.
Do you think that's going on with the frustration with the two parties? Because people forget the president's low approval rate is notwithstanding. They've perked up a little bit. Mitt Romney's low approval ratings, they're kind of been saying the same. But Congress has awful approval ratings. So it's almost as if the electorate is saying a pox on both parties' houses. But they don't run to a third party.
Well, in this case, third party, myself, I'm being excluded. I'm being excluded in ways that no one notices.
To get invited to the debates, would you need to poll at 10%, 15%?
15%. But
That's
if you're
a tough road.
Well, if I were recognized today for 5%, people would be flocking to the internet to check out who I am, not knowing who I am. And I'm making the case that I actually do have a resume to suggest that I'm going to doggedly pursue everything I'm talking about.
The rap against you, Governor, you and I chatted about it this year, best to spoil. You'll hurt Mitt Romney probably nationally more than you will Barack Obama, although you could cost Barack Obama Colorado.
Well, I'm more liberal. No, I'm more liberal than Obama on certain issues. I'm more conservative than Romney. I mean, I'm more liberal than Obama when it comes to certain social issues. I'm more conservative than Romney when it comes to dollars and cents.
But do you think the libertarian view, your view, just either fell on deaf ears or lost some of its fire when it was very much in vogue, let's say in the wintertime, less so now?
No, that is not my vantage point. My vantage point is that my voice right now is representative of the fastest growing segment of American politics today. It's young people who realize that they are screwed, that they're not going to have any retirement, that they're not going to have any health care. They're going to have to work the rest of their lives. President Obama's health care plan relies on a group of healthy people getting insurance to pay for those that aren't so healthy. Well, that's young people. Young people are graduating from college today with a home mortgage, without a home, and I'm talking now about student loans. And what's the ultimate cause for high tuition in this country? It's the government guaranteeing student loans. I mean,
so President Johnson wouldn't do that.
Well, President Johnson would point out why there is such high tuition in this country, and cutting that off would result in institutions of higher learning lowering the cost of their goods and services. I guarantee
it's a tough sell, but is it a sell that plants the seed for a third party down the road? Like, are you like the Barry Goldwater now, selling a conservative message that laid the groundwork for a Ronald Reagan, 16 years later?
Well, we'll see. Ross Perot, when he ran as a third party, was he ultimately responsible for a balanced budget? Was he ultimately responsible for a revolution that I'm going to say resulted in fiscal sanity?
But he could have gone further had he not nutsed out. You don't have plan to nuts out.
I don't have any plans, okay, but anything is possible.
All right, Governor, thank you very, very much.